So in this video, I'm going to go through a few typical GCSE to additional mathematics questions on indices laws, and specifically how we use them in more complicated questions. The first question wants us to simplify the square root of 9 to the power of 16x squared. Now, you need to remember that square root is the same as power half. So we're going to write that to start with. Now, the law that we're going to use is that xm to the power n is the same as xmn, so m times n. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply these together. I get 9 to the power of 16x squared times 1/2. Now 16x squared times a half, you times by half, the same as dividing by 2. You just do 16 divided by 2, and it gives you 9 to the power of 8x squared. A very common mistake here would be to write 9 to the power of 8x, i.e. the x squared and the half somehow would cancel down. Not true at all. You're just multiplying by half. The next question, I'm going to create a function, and this function is this. So x, some function that we don't know what it's called, it's a diamond, is defined by this. So when I put in two numbers, x and y, and I use this function, I do x to the power of y and subtract y to the power x. Now the question is 2, diamond, 3, diamond, 4. Now obviously we do the brackets first, so I'm just going to do 2, diamond, 3 to start with. So I do x and then y. So x is 2, y is 3. So I do 2 to the power of 3 and take off 3 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 3 is 8, subtract 3 squared, which would be 9. 8 take away 9 is -1. So this bit here is -1. So now I'm going to do -1, diamond, 4. I do exactly the same thing, -1 to the power 4, take away 4 to the power -1. Very common mistake people make here is they forget with the brackets here, they forget to do -1 in brackets power 4. It's not the same thing. -1 to the power 4, if you think about bond maths, means you do 1 to the power 4 first, you do the indices. So you have to be really careful, make sure it's in brackets. -1 to the power 4 is 1. Just 1. And I take off 4 to the -1. Now, the rule here is that a to the -1 is the reciprocal. So in this case, when a is 4, I get 1 over 4, and that leaves me with 3/4. In my next question, I have got 5 lots of 2k4 to the power a, and that equals 40k to the power b. And I want to try and find a and b. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at just the numbers and then just the k's. I can do that separately. You know that they don't interact with one another. So 5 times 2 to the power a has to equal 40. That's the numbers bit. And then k4 to the power a has to equal k to the power b. So 5 times 2 to the power of a is 40. That means that 2 to the power a has to equal 8. Because 40 divided by 5 is 8. And therefore a equals 3. Substitute that into this one. We'll put that in here. I get k to the power 12. Remember why that would be 12? We do 4 times 3 would equal k to the power b. And therefore b equals 12 and a equals 3. Very last question, a little bit easier. We're going to look at simplifying indices. So let's do this one. X 8 divided by x to the power 10, all to the power 1/2. Oopsie, 1/2. And I want to simplify the powers. So in this case, we can do our division first. When we divide indices, we subtract the powers. So I do 8 minus 10. I get x to the minus 2, all to the power 1/2. And then we're going to multiply. So that will be x to the minus 2 times 1/2, or x to the minus 1, which is 1 over x.